Another video response to my video about how to arrange play dates and stay in contact with people that you meet, your kids meet at activities. I had mentioned that we're homeschooled. So a lot of people said join homeschool groups, homeschool co-ops, etc. Now that is tricky. I was homeschooled and there were a ton of opportunities for homeschoolers to find ways to stay in touch, make friends, etc. And I was envisioning it was going to be that way for my kids. And everything changed drastically after COVID and shutdowns and reopenings and changes when things reopened. A lot of homeschool opportunities, clubs, activities really just never came back. And those that came back were very revamped and no longer fit what we're looking for or are able to do. So for some examples, the homeschool co-ops became more like homeschool pods, and it was less about meeting up. And while it might be an educational meetup, it was a socialization education meetup. Where now it's more so drop your kid off every day to be homeschooled by individuals. And that's not what we're looking for. And then the homeschool co-ops that are meeting weekly or 2 times a week, they meet for like an hour, and again, it is a themed educational opportunity, which I have nothing against. It's just not what we're looking for. So it might be science, math, whatever. And one, it's very early in the morning, like 7 or 8 in the morning, and that just doesn't work for us personally. And while we are a 1-car family, if there were things we wanted to do, we would just take my husband to work and have the car. But also these homeschool co-ops are costing a lot of money. To us, it's a lot of money. For an hour to a week, these meetups can cost anywhere between $50 to $100 a week. And that's just too pricey. And it's not even for a socialization activity that we are looking for. So you have that little change that doesn't work for us. Then also, some of the homeschool groups are religious based, and that is not what we're looking for. We are secular homeschoolers who don't practice any singular religion. And those groups are very religious based in activity, and that is not something we're personally looking for. And they also cost money. And I'm not talking like a $5 or $10 registration fee or a $5 monthly fee. It is a hefty weekly fee. And that is not something we can do. Sorry, my husband texted. So we have the religious-based homeschool groups that just don't work for us personally. Then there are there's a couple homeschool groups that do meet a little more regularly, but they have some restrictions and requirements for joining the group. And the biggest one that we don't fulfill is that a lot of the groups don't allow children who have been vaxxed. So we can't join. It doesn't work. And lastly, there are some, like there are a couple local homeschool groups that just meet too early for us. We are early homeschoolers. We do our homeschool work in the morning. That's what works best for my kids. And I've even asked if they wanted to change the schedule to accommodate things, and they don't want to. They enjoy homeschooling in the morning. And a lot of homeschool activities take place anywhere between like 7 and 9 in the morning by me. Also to beat the heat, which I understand, but it just doesn't work for our personal timeline needs. And then a lot of them only meet once a month. I was expecting like once a week things back in my day, and it's once a month things. And we did want something that could be maybe a little more consistently that met on the weekends, where like dads or, working spouses could be involved in, and those don't exist. So it's hard to join homeschool groups where I'm at specifically. It might not be that way elsewhere, but at least what's available to us, it's very difficult, unfortunately. Like I was in 4-H when I was homeschooled in a club. Like we were in a club, and then my mom opened up her own club. And at some point, I may be wrong now, but clubs were no longer in existence in my county. You were like an individual 4-H'er. So we lost that opportunity. So I am in a ton of homeschool groups on Facebook, and I am always trying to keep ears and eyes peeled for opportunities, but there just are none right now.